Hello, YouTube. I'm Dr. Tactical, and the doctor will see you now. Welcome back, YouTube. Well, today we're revisiting my Chiappa 30DS. So when last we saw this, taking a look at it, I did a video and I really was very pleased with this gun. It was lent to me by Neil at Country, who knows damn well that most of the guns he puts in my hands, once I really break them down and look at them and share them with you guys, I then end up buying them. Well, this was one of those. And it's a really cool gun, and I pointed out all the really neat features that this gun had. I also pointed out that really the primary purpose for this gun, in my view, is as a concealed carry. And we're going to get to why that is a huge disappointment to me right now, because I have definitely fallen out of love with this gun. The honeymoon period is over. And truthfully, it's the gun, but it's also the company. Although I have to thank the company because, and I'll go into this in a few, but they did save me a lot of money because I was on the verge of hunting down a Alaskan takedown rifle. As many of you know, I'm starting the hunt for a good lever action gun. I really have been looking into Marlins. I've been looking into Henrys. I've been looking at the even Rossies. And Winchesters and the Chiappa, I think it's called Taylor or something, I guess is who imports it. I forgot the name. But they have an Alaskan takedown gun, which has really caught my attention. I was really intrigued by it. But after my experience with this company, I am putting the brakes on that. I'm pretty sure that's not in my near future. And I'll explain why in a moment. But anyway, the honeymoon is over. And, it's funny. I've watched some videos. There's a guy out there who's got it's a good channel. He's an interesting guy. He's a little out there. The Yankee Marshal, he's got a lot of viewers. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but I'm entertained by him, and he is absolutely knowledgeable. So even though I may not agree, what he has said on most of the things that I've seen are based on some decent knowledge. That said, he was saying that one of the really, this was what he was waiting for, a 3-inch carry, that the 3-inch would be an improvement over the 2-inch, and I think all those things are true. But the problem, as I pointed out in another previous video, but I was too busy celebrating my 1,000th follower, but on this one, I pointed out that there was a little bit of rust developing on this gun. And let me show you some pictures of what I saw. And these pictures that you're looking at, I sent to Chiappa, actually per their request. So I'm going to actually now show you the emails, the correspondence that I had with Chiappa when I discovered this rust. So email number 1, I sent to them. I said, "Hi, I have a Rhino 30DS, which I have less than 100 rounds through. I have carried it about 5 or 6 times in either a smart carry or comfort tack holster. By the way, that's because it's very difficult to find a holster that fits the Chiappa. I purchased the gun new about 2 months ago. So it was about in December-ish. I live in Maryland, which has been fairly cool during these months of January and February. But I am indoors about 95% of the time. Therefore, ambient humidity has been very low. Now, this is important. When not being carried or used, the gun sits in a climate-controlled, low-humidity safe. So my safes all have dehumidifiers in them, and they've got readings at all times, so I know what the humidity is in the safe. I know it's a little over the top, but that's how Dr. Tactical rolls. He's a little bit particular, which sounds better than when people use anatomical terms for it. All right, so anyway, gun sits in a climate-controlled, low-humidity safe, and when carried, no significant sweating has been noted. I can't emphasize that enough. I cannot tell you how little Dr. Tactical likes to sweat. This has certainly not been with me running around. All that being said, I have noticed rust developing on the cylinder. Please advise how to proceed from here. Thank you for your help. Okay, so the next letter that we have is from Chiappa back to me, just saying good morning. May I get a picture of the area that's showing rust? May I also get the serial number of the firearm and your full address? Thank you, customer service. That's pretty personal, huh? But okay, that's fine. That's exactly what I sent to them. So the next email, we'll call that letter number 3. I said my address is, and then I gave it to him. The serial number of the firearm is, and I gave it to him along with a picture of the firearm with the serial number. And then I attached the pictures that you have seen. So the next email I get from them says, good morning. I apologize for the delay. The warranty manager just got back to me. He stated that it appears to be, and he put in quotes, carry rust, end quote. Do you happen to carry your Rhino in a holster? All right, well, I already told them I did. I carry it in, well, really in a belly band type of setup or a smart carry setup. But again, I've only carried this thing 5, maybe 6 times. And that was more just experimental. So I wasn't for long periods of time. And they continue to say, some holsters are bad for stripping oils from a gun surface. All right, I did not know that, but I guess that could make sense. We only see this type of surface rust on the 200DS Rhinos that are carried. Okay, well that makes sense because the 200DS is a snub nose. That's the one actually that the Yankee Marshal I know does carry or did carry for a long period of time. That was the one that he was promoting before he was rooting for the 30DS. So the snub nose is designed to be carried. Just to be clear, that's why it's a snub nose. Nobody wants to shoot a snub nose. They need it. They need that size in order to carry it. And the 3-inch here on the 30DS is just sort of an inch bigger and a little bit harder to carry, but a little bit more fun to shoot and a little bit better ballistics. That's why they came up with it. But nonetheless, it is first and foremost a carry gun. Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to jump all over, but you got this in front of you so you can read it on your own. But we never, then they went on to say, we never see this on the longer 40, 50, and 60s. So yeah, the 4, 5, and 6-inch guns, nobody's carrying that concealed in a holster. They may have it on, I don't know what the hell they'll have it in, some outrigger, I guess. Anyway, on these models that are not carried in a holster. Okay, so I guess if you carry those in a holster, they're fair game to rust too. I take it back. So no matter what, they can rust. With this one, you can use a very fine steel wool to carefully polish off the small spots of rust, then oil. Okay, DoctorTactical fans watching this. The DoctorTactical who just said he keeps his guns in a safe that it's climate controlled and periodically, well not periodically, constantly is checking the what do you call it, humidity in the safe. Does that strike you as somebody who's going to be real comfortable taking steel wool to a nice finish on a gun? I mean, I'm happy to do work on my gun, but when you start getting into finishes, you never really can. I never fully can restore that. I can do parts all day long, but when it comes to actually changing the finish on a gun, you're getting into some dangerous territory. I am, at least. Anyway, we unfortunately would not be able to cover this under warranty. Thank you, customer service. Okay, well, thank you, customer service, because basically this gun is no longer in my carry rotation. I'm not comfortable. This is now just a plinking gun for the range. So I bought this gun with the primary purpose of taking it, of making it a carry gun, a serious carry gun that I could use at certain times, putting it into my rotation. It is not in my rotation. I'm not comfortable with my rotation. I don't want this gun to continue to rust. I will be taking it to my office where I do have some equipment that I think can finish this nicely. But once I'm done doing that, I don't want to have to deal with this in the future. I carry SIGs routinely. I carry a 365. I carry my 365 XL. I carry my 365 XL, which is now in a macro setup, or what do you call it, grip module. I've carried my HKs. All these guns have surface barriers that protect them. And I do not have this problem. I do not have any other guns whatsoever rusting. So what Chiappa is saying, this 2-month-old gun that is rusted after maybe 5 times of carry and less than 100 rounds, that's acceptable within their realm of quality control. That's a reasonable thing that they don't see the need to step up and deal with. And I respect that is their policy, but it's absolutely going to put a halt to me continuing using them as a company. I do still think this gun is revolutionary. I think it's super unique. It shoots from the bottom barrel. I mean bottom barrel, from the barrel against the cylinder on the bottom round. I think that's really cool. I like the way everything's absorbed from it, and I'm sure I'll have fun at the range when I use it, which is the only time it's going to really see the light of day. So at the end of the day, very disappointed in Chiappa, but I learn from my mistakes, and that's one of the benefits of having a channel like this. Now, obviously, when communicating with them, at no point did I say to them, hey, I'm Dr. Tactical, I want special treatment or, what have you. I just put it out there in an email as I would do, because, now that I'm a big time YouTuber, clearly I'm going to carry all kinds of weight. But just as myself, when I sent that email, it really didn't move them to step up, and that's a concern for me, because I like to spend at least $1,000 on a gun, knowing that the company I am working with stands behind it to a degree. Anyway, again, gun works perfectly. It fires. It's unique. It's a cool setup. Looks awesome. Well, some people think it's extremely ugly. I don't. I think it's really cool looking. And I'm sure people will admire it when I take it to the range, because that's pretty much what it's for now. Anyway, enough on this rant. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, those of you who haven't already. I really appreciate the subscribers. As my numbers are going up, so are people noticing and people sending stuff for me to use that I can share with you guys. And the nice thing is, when you do that, and I'm not getting, nobody's paying me to do anything, I can be honest with you, and I can tell you, when something is disappointing me. Anyway, I'm Dr. Tactical. Dr. Tactical, out.